Assalamualaikum class, here it is Fatma Aslam. Today the topic of my presentation is evidence of evolution. First of all, what are objectives of evolution? Be familiar with the concepts of evolution, understand what mechanisms contribute to the evolution of species, describe the forms of evidence that support evolution as a process. Evidence for evolution. Evolution is described as a genetic change occurring within an organism over time. Evolution is supported by several types of evidence, including fossil, comparative anatomy and development, biochemical evidence, embryonic evidence. Embryos from different species are similar, which shows that there is a clear evolutionary relationship between them. The similarities between embryos are greater and last for more time. Groups of organisms that are closely related to each other. Evolutionary evidences. Fossil evidence. A fossil is the historic remains of formerly living organism. For example, footprints, droppings, or bones. Fossils buried deeper in the ground are presumed to be older due to stratifications of sediments. By examining the fossil evidence, scientists can visualize repeated extinction events followed by proliferation of a new organism. Mass extinctions occur about every 26 million years. Anatomical evidence. Homologous organs. What are homologous organs? Organs with the same structural pattern and different functions. Divergent evolution or adaptive radiations. One same species spread across a greater territory, different groups can occupy different niches and are exposed to different selection pressures. Evolutionary evidence, embryonic development. Phylogeny tends to recapitulate ontogeny, or the relatedness of two organisms may be reflected in their development and anatomy. Homologous structure within species reflect common genes. Homologous means that structure and develop a similar process during formation. Vestigial structures. What are vestigial structures? Those that have lost their function, for example, appendix, male breast, tail bone, also reflect common ancestry. Snakes with hips. Closely related organisms share a similar embryological development. For example, all vertebrates develop a notochord. Anatomical evidence, analogous organs. What are analogous organs? Organs which fulfill the same function although they have a different evolutionary region. Convergent evolution. Species with different evolution histories evolve similar traits when they are subject to the same selection pressure. All living organisms share a similar biochemistry. The relatedness of two organisms is reflected in their biochemistry. The closer the relationship, the closer A or base sequence. Species that are not believed to be closely related have greater difference in their biochemistry. What causes of evolution to occur? Genetic change, mutation. Mutation can give rise to new alleles. Crossover, independent assortment, and fertilization result in the recombination of genetic material. Natural selection. Some organisms survive and reproduce at a higher rate than other organisms, result of the inheritance of particular characteristics. Genetic drift, a chance event that shapes the genetic makeup of a group of organisms. Natural selection, survival of the fittest. 4 criteria must be met. Genetic variations of members within a population, inheritance of difference between individuals, differential adaptations reflected in the differences. Differential reproductions, better adapted individuals are more likely to reproduce or transfer their genes to next generation. Natural selection can change population in 3 ways. The first one is directional selection. The second one is diversifying selection. The third one is stabilizing selection. What are fossil evidences? They show that ancient species share similarities with the species that now live on the earth. Phylogenetic study of the evolution of related groups or organisms. When observing and comparing species, we see greater complexity and diversity. We find intermediate characteristics which later evolve in different groups. Thanks for watching this video.